from Frank's perspective, when you shade him over and over and over again, when Black History Month comes around and you give Frank a footnote of acknowledgement, but not a real call out or shout out of his achievements and his recognition. And now you start selling jerseys with his number on it and his name on the back of the jersey without giving him the legal permission to say, hey, can we do this? Frank is feeling all the levels of disrespect, and he has a right to feel that way. And he gonna take him to court, and quite frankly, he should win.
Yeah, we yelling at the screen every Sunday night. Talk slick, throw the remote, we just want it right. Front office tripping, man, they can't get it right. Whole city heated, but we still gon' fight. We talking bulls trade, biz drafts, missed calls, club slumps, soft rebuild. We seen it all. Yeah, we loud, yeah, we gritty. I'm a little frustrated, but I still love my city. Yeah, north side, south side, west, we united.
What's the name of this show again?
We are back once again with White Sox and BS for everybody that's listening and paying attention in the audience. What's up with y'all? Here,
Emphasis on
the
BS.
favorite co-host, the number one co-host, JJ3. My man, my dog, my ace Harry is back in witness protection, so he's not with me today. In his place, we have the illustrious Pay from the North Side podcast. We're going to get into some topics. We might have a little bit of shade thrown back and forth. You never know. We see how it goes. You know how it is. A little friendly crosstown banter. You know what I mean? Talk to the people, Pay. Let them know what's up.
The season just started. We're already going to the pen.
Season
What's up with your boy?
Officially underway. You always know how it is, man. He has business to take care of. He has, tuition to pay.
The first game of the season just finished. Yankees in the Bay Area blanked the San Francisco Giants 7-0. Aaron Judge struck out 4 times.
Over.
But it didn't stop the Yankees for handling their business. I know we're here to talk about White Sox and bullshit. I guess this is the bullshit part of the show. What's something that stood out to you from this first game?
The fact that it was on Netflix.
Mm.
I mean, when did Major League Baseball start putting their premier games, their opening games on streaming services? Well, the obvious answer is this year. It's first time for everything. And apparently Major League Baseball wants to throw their hat in the ring with streaming services. They want to be like the NFL. They want to be like the NBA, and they want to try to get on Netflix, Amazon. They want to try to start opening day rollouts, which we have not seen from them before. Typically, Major League Baseball puts their opening day rollouts in the middle of the day, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. They're usually always in the afternoon, and there's usually a full slate of day games across the sport for everybody to watch. Your team is getting ready to play. First pitch is at 12. First pitch is at 1 o'clock. You at work. You leave work early. You go down to the ballpark. You get yourself ready. Maybe your kids don't go to school that day. You take them with you. You go down to the baseball game. You get your seat. You get your hot dog. You get your popcorn. You get ready for first pitch. You watch the game. You have a great afternoon. Baseball said, we're not doing that this year. We're saving those games for prime time. We only want the Yankees. We only want the Giants to play. And everybody else get pushed to the next day, tomorrow. First time for everything, I guess. Are you feeling it? What are your thoughts on it? Because I'm not sure I'm feeling it.
My initial thoughts is shout out to L. Duncan.
Yeah, what's up with L. Duncan? Shout outs, for real.
Shout out to L. Duncan. She
Yeah.
left ESPN to go to Netflix. I like that. I love that.
I'm picking up what you're putting down on that one, for real.
Yeah. A-Town's finest. One of the finest. But speaking of the broadcast and the changing landscape in sports media, that's exactly what it is. It's
Definitely.
as you said, Major League Baseball used to be a holiday of sorts, opening day. You know, not just what they do in Cincinnati, where it's an actual holiday, where they have a parade and everything. Opening day used to be a cascade of opening pitches. These two teams were playing staggered out throughout the day. ESPN have all-day baseball, even on ESPN2. Now, as we've seen in the last few years, we have 2 opening days, right? You have the regular opening day where everybody starts off. Then there's some sort of primetime matchup. Like last year, I believe, I know the Cubs and the Dodgers, they opened the season like a week early.
About a week and a half early in Japan.
Yeah, and it's not the first time this happened. And today, now, Major League Baseball, they're getting some of that Netflix money. They had opening night with the Yankees and the Giants. So, there's a lot to take from this, but I think the biggest thing to take from this is, 1, shout out to L. Duncan, and 2, that streaming money controls everything.
It really does, unfortunately. Think back years ago, we were cutting cords, leaving cable, getting our streaming sites and streaming services, and that's all we needed. It was good. And then all of these networks and sports leagues, they all got greedy on us. They all got hip to the game, and they all decided they're going to watch these sports no matter what. Let us make sure that we eat. Let us all come to the table and let's make them pay for it. So yeah, they come into the streaming sites, they getting their checks, and they raising everybody's subscriptions in the process.
Yeah.
And definitely not feeling that. But yeah, here we are with one primetime game tonight. Then the Yankees beat the brakes off the Giants. I don't think anybody expected a different outcome with that. I think if you're a Yankees fan, you probably wanted Aaron Judge to perform better than he did. He still looked like he in the World Baseball Classic, but can't cry over spilled milk or however the saying goes. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's games for multiple reasons because, of course, you will get that full cascade of games like you mentioned before. You will get across the sport every team or almost every team playing tomorrow. And of course, the White Sox are playing tomorrow.
1:10 first pitch. White Sox are in Milwaukee. Now, as a Cubs fan, I don't know what I want to happen in this series.
You know
I
what you
don't
want to
care for
happen in this series. Let's keep it a stat.
Iran to bomb Wisconsin.
You know what?
While the White Sox are there.
Chill out. Let my team get clear first. And I might could co-sign with you on that.
Until I get my biggest wish up the mall. First pitch at 1:10. Smith versus Mizorowski. First series of the season for you all against a team that led the National League in wins last season against an fake all-star, Mizorowski. What's there to look forward to?
I mean, quite frankly, I expect the White Sox to win the game. Spoiler alert, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. We are starting off on a very delusional high. Okay.
I'm not expecting the White Sox to win the series. I'm expecting the White Sox to win the game.
Okay. The run line is 8. Let's let's see how confident you are. So the White Sox are going to win. It's going to be an offensive game for the White Sox. That's how they're going to chase Mizorowski. What's going to happen?
Well, listen. I mean, if you've been following along with me through spring training, what have I been saying over and over and over again through these shows?
The bats are thumping.
The bats are not the problem. The White Sox are swinging some pretty consistent bats out there. So hitting the baseball, putting it in play, hitting it out the ballpark, getting guys on, getting them over and getting them home has not been an issue. Now, pitching, having starting pitching, that's going to be a problem. It's been a problem in the spring. It's going to continue to be a problem in the regular season, including tomorrow. So in terms of what's going to happen, I can see the White Sox winning that game 4-3, 5-3. I can see it. And I don't think that's delusional at all to say that. Because, as I said previously, out of all the spring training games the White Sox had, they only scored fewer than 4 runs a handful of times. By the time spring training ended, I think the White Sox scored fewer than 4 runs, maybe 8 times. They're hitting the baseball. They're scoring runs. It's been pretty dependable. If you go back to last season, after the All-Star break, and the White Sox young hitters started to come up, they started to produce. They started to be a fun team. They started to be a team that can get runs. That's going to carry over. I don't think there's any problem in saying that. They're going to hit. But what will hold them back over the course of this entire season is their pitching. That's going to be the problem. That's what's going to let them down. They can get on the board early. Can they stay in front throughout the course of a lot of these games? That's where they're going to get caught up at. And that's where Milwaukee will catch them. And I can catch them tomorrow. But in the second, third game of the series, spoiler alert, again, that's where they're going to get hung up at. So, yeah. Final score for tomorrow's game, I got the Sox winning 4-3 or 5-3. That's where I'm at with that one.
You heard it here first. The White Sox are going to catch a hat in Milwaukee. And that doesn't make me too mad. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. But the White Sox scored less than 4 runs 9 times during spring training.
Yeah, I was right on the money.
Okay, so leading into that deficiency that the White Sox have, the deficiency coming from their arms, and you did hint off that you expect the White Sox to start off the season with the W, but maybe not leave Wisconsin with the series win. So speaking about that, projecting out further, after you leave Wisconsin, what's the next team?
Marlins.
The Marlins. I hate that team.
Which teams do you not hate?
Well, I don't like teams. I don't like teams that end my season. Fortunately, I don't have to worry about the White Sox ever doing anything like that. So I hate the Miami Marlins. I hate the Brewers. Oh, I really hate the Brewers.
You hate the Brewers?
The Cardinals?
Smacking y'all around left and right. You hate the Dodgers?
I really hate the Dodgers.
Y'all still hate the Cardinals over there, or y'all good with them now?
You know
Just they
what?
fell off.
Speaking, I mean, they're the eternal rivals. So I think it's bred that we hate the red. But for me, as a Cub fan going on 30 years, the Cardinals ain't been my problem. It's always been the Brewers. It was the Brewers and the Astros. The Astros are out of my hair. I hate them too. The Astros are out of my hair. So it's just the Brewers really for the most part.
Valid.
So about those Miami Marlins.
Yeah, what's up with them?
They don't have Edward Cabrera anymore, but I think they're going to be a decent team. But
As do I.
preview that series for us. What do you think the Sox are going to do when they play Miami?
It's going to be more of you're swinging the bat well, you're getting runs on the board, but you're not maintaining leads because your pitching is not going to hold up. No, that's 3 games. That's a 3-game series. 30
You're right.
31st in the first. That's another one, though, that I expect the Sox are going to lose that series and 1-2 that one as well. I'm not predicting no sweeps to start the season off.
Okay. 2-4 before you come home to the opening for Comiskey opening day on the 2nd of April
Blue
against the
Jays.
Toronto Blue Jays, the defending pennant-winning Toronto Blue Jays. We'll talk about that series. Well, you and Harry talk about that series on the next episode. So 2-4 to start the season.
Correct.
How does that math work? 2-4 per week. So rough math, JJ3. What kind of season-long projection are Sox fans getting themselves ready for?
It's going to be an up and down affair. It's going to be a roller coaster ride for sure. You're going to have, like I said, a lot of games where you're going to be in it. You're going to be seeing some crooked numbers get put up on the board for you and against you. The good news is talent is on the way. Talent is on the team. Talent is in the minors. That talent isn't necessarily throwing the baseball for you, though, from the mound. So prepare yourselves. Also, you still got guys like Kyle Teal, who's going to be out for a couple more weeks. So you can't look forward to him for the time being. But there are going to be names like Braden Montgomery. There's going to be names like your boy, the Italian. So be ready for him, Antonacci. I didn't forget his name. I know you didn't forget his name either from numbers he was putting up on the board. So, hey, man, listen, I'm sure he's making them offers they can't refuse down there in Charlotte. So be prepared and be ready for all of that. But I know we were going to talk about that Blue Jays series, and I'm not going to spoil that yet. But be ready for fireworks in that series. That's all I'm going to say for that one. We'll get more into that later on, but be ready for fireworks. Spoiler alert right there, too. But the math is rough to start, but don't worry. It's a long season. 162 of these. As you and I talked about previously on a former show that we had, predicted the White Sox were not going to lose 100 games.
Whoa.
The over-under for the White Sox, I believe you pointed it out on the previous show that you were doing earlier. What was it, 67.5, right?
67.5 on DraftKings.
And I'm taking the over.
How
So,
far
you know,
over? Give me the margin of error.
Well, 67.5. My win total predictions for the White Sox this year is 71.
Okay. So that's almost confidently over the total. Okay.
Not squeaking by the total. We clearing the total for sure.
You know what? As a hater of the White Sox, I don't hate it because, 1, there is some talent on the offensive side of the ball. 2, you're playing in a division that is bereft of talent outside of Detroit.
The division as a whole is very weak. You are right.
I don't think what happened with Cleveland to end last season is going to be repeatable. I think they're going to be more or less in the same boat with the White Sox, about a mid-70s team. The Twins are going to struggle. The Twins are going to have about 58 to 68 wins.
I think you and I agree the Twins are now replacing the White Sox as the worst team in the division. I think I'm comfortable and confident.
Not the worst team in history.
No. We're not talking.
That's still current. That's still current. Oh. All right.
But yeah,
Say so.
I said so. Please believe. We're not losing 100 games this year. We're not going to be the worst team in the division this year.
No, I agree with that last part. I think the Twins are going to be incredibly worse than the White Sox. So just with the math, if the Twins are bad, the Guardians are average. You have the Tigers, who their over-under on DraftKings right now is 85.5.
That feels low to me.
It is very low. It is very low, especially as we lay out the path that the entire division there's no other beaters. The other team, the Kansas City Royals, they're also mid at best. It's going to be interesting to see what we do with these over-unders. I think there is a pathway that the White Sox can actually as you said, cleared that 67.5 quite easily. And when I say quite easily, I think if they don't have going one of those late summer ruts that they've done the past couple of seasons, they have a shot to actually flirt with 500.
Look, you said it, I didn't.
The math is there. I mean, I'm not going to stroke them. I'm not going to do anything like that. But if I believe what's in front of me, and that's you have two other teams, Kansas City and Cleveland, who aren't world beaters in their own rights. You have Detroit Tigers, who they've been there, done that. They have the best player in the division. They
True.
have one of the best pitchers in the entire league. They've
Indeed.
got a decent roster, but I'm not super convinced in their offense. I think their offense is
It's
okay.
better than average.
Yeah, it's okay. And then you have the Twins, who are terrible. There's a pathway that the White Sox could scrape up some wins here. It's not a balanced schedule. Yes, I don't. That's one of my least favorite things that they've changed over the last few years about baseball. I enjoyed the weighted season. I mean, you had to win your division. That's how baseball's always been. You got to win your division, and before the divisions, you had to win your league conferences, and then they had leagues, and it was a grind. You had to be the best of the best to get to the playoffs. But in any case, yeah, I'm a believer in math. The math says that there should be a pathway to the White Sox at least to come out, have a shot to be average. We shall see how that goes.
We definitely will.
And the White Sox ended last season with what 58 wins?
60.
60?
60 and 61, something like that.
Nah, y'all didn't get that. Come on now. Come on, you capping. Y'all wasn't that close. Y'all lost 100 pretty easily. It wasn't that close. It was like 57, 58. Come on now.
No, it was 60. It was 60.
If you say so. I'm going to trust that you remember better than I do. So.
Listen, I'm not here to deceive the people. Here to get the audience nothing but facts.
All right. You could be the factual guy. So from 60 wins to flirting with 81, that's a hell of a season.
That's
no playoffs.
Season, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And you said 81. You said potentially 500. I said 71 wins.
Flirting with 500.
Hey,
flirting.
Look, again, those are your words.
I will stand on that. They're flirting with 500. If they don't do it, then they're what I thought they were to begin with. But
need a Garrett's popcorn break.
While everybody else is celebrating opening day, and it's supposed to be a momentous occasion, the teams, the organization, the franchise, everybody's supposed to be trying to push everybody into the happy vibes of the new season being here. Everybody's got a shot to win. And the two things that franchises want on opening day is one, good weather, and two, is to have a sellout crowd. And why do they want those two things? Because they want you to come in there and spend money. They want you to come in there, buy all the good food that the White Sox have. Have you seen the new menu?
The menu gonna be hit. I mean, the menu always hit. Let's be real with it. I mean, when is the menu of the Sox games not on point? But they did bring out some new menu options. So everybody's favorite milkshake is gonna be back. Still gonna lead in wins above replacement as usual. So it's a 2.0 upgrade this year. So be ready on the lookout for that. It's going to be dope. I try to stay away from incredible sweets and sugars like milkshakes and stuff like that. But everybody feel free to enjoy and indulge, because get it while it lasts and get it while it's, preferably hot, because them joints sell out fast.
I don't have a sweet tooth either, but a milkshake I will fold for a milkshake. But what's crazy, I'm a vegan now, and I've been really wanting one of those Comiskey Park milkshakes for a couple of seasons now, but I might have to make some hard choices.
Bite the bullet for it?
I might, just to cross it off a bucket list. But yeah, they want you in the building so you can spend that money on concessions and in the team store. JJ3.
Merchandise.
Got to get that merch, and here's a little inside baseball for everybody. If you want to support your team, the best way to support your team is to buy merch at the team store. If you buy it online, they have to share that money with everybody else in the Major League Baseball. You get 1/30 of that purchase. So if you buy something, a hat, whatever, jersey, pair of socks, your team gets 1/30 of that. You buy it at the team store, the team gets 100% of that purchase. If you want to help Jerry become richer, there you go. And one of the biggest things in the news right now on the Sox side is merchandise, namely merchandise with Frank Thomas's name on it and his number.
The big hurt.
And he's hurting right now.
Look, he's hurting because they playing in his face right now. That's the problem. Like, come on now. We know what it is. And it's been a lot of acrimony back and forth between Frank Thomas and the White Sox for many, many, many years, decades even, in fact. So we can take it back to the early 2000s with Kenny Williams and Frank Thomas going back and forth and having beef, and Kenny Williams running his mouth on Frank, talking down and trashing Frank, telling Frank to stay out of White Sox business.
Believe me, it's not easy to deal with an idiot. And this man, over the course of the years, has tried my patience and tried it, and we don't miss him, by the way. And if you go out there and you ask any one of my players out there, any one of my staff members, we don't miss him. We don't miss the attitude. We don't miss the bitching and the whining. We don't miss it. Good riddance. See you later. He better stay out of our business. He better stay out of White Sox business.
It's telling, Frank he's somebody else's problem to deal with. So, and I can remember Frank getting mad payback and putting home run after home run after home run on the White Sox jacket when he was with the Oakland A's. It's been a long, winding road of back and forth between Frank Thomas and White Sox brass, White Sox execs, ownership, and it's not to say that it's come to a head. I think that's a bit extreme to say. But at the same time, I mean, it's not peace in the streets either, because, it's flat out against the law, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's flat out, period, point blank, against the law. You can't sell merchandise of a player, name, likeness, any of that without his sign off. And clearly, Frank ain't signed off. You know what I'm saying? I mean, open a lawsuit like this with a jury trial saying, yo, sit me in front of a jury of my peers because I want to hash it out. Frank not happy. And I'm clearly on Frank's side with it. I'm just be honest. I can't side against Frank. Frank Thomas, quite frankly, is, one of my favorite players in the game of baseball when I was a kid. Taking the fandom aside, Frank is one of the greatest hitters that the sport has seen. Right-handed hitters especially that the sport has seen. And statistically, there's a lot of numbers that support putting him up there in that place. From Frank's perspective, when you shade him over and over and over again, when Black History Month comes around and you give Frank a footnote of acknowledgement, but not a real call out or shout out of his achievements and his recognition, and now you start selling jerseys with his number on it and his name on the back of the jersey without giving him the legal permission to say, hey, can we do this? Frank is feeling all the levels of disrespect, and he has a right to feel that way. And he gonna take him to court, and quite frankly, he should win and will win if his lawyer is worth the money that I'm expecting he paying him.
Which former 90s Chicago sports star is most salty right now? Frank Thomas? Scottie Pippen?
It's still Scottie Pippen. And Scottie doesn't even have a reason to be mad. He just bitter. And he bitter and salty for the wrong reasons and directing all that animosity at the wrong person. So you know what to say about Scottie these days. What you mad at Mike for? What Mike do?
We all saw the documentary. Look, it's quote unquote documentary. You all saw it.
You mad about the documentary, or you mad about other things that took place that didn't pertain to the documentary that might be hitting a little closer to home?
And there's that too.
So, no. Maybe somebody was rocking the cradle a little bit. Maybe somebody had some Gucci flip-flops on. He might be more upset about those things.
I think he's upset at a great deal of things, and he's reached the point of life where he's fed up. He's not going to take it anymore. Shout out to Network. See, you like my other co-hosts. I quote movies, and they just we fly right over your head. That's a thing for the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. I get it. It's fine. It's fine.
That one I wasn't ready for. Usually I can catch them, but I wasn't.
You gotta get your 1970s movie game up.
Clearly.
But to end this thing on Frank Thomas, he is suing for at least $50,000 worth in damages. This is the thing that's most interesting to me. It seems like it's all pointed at the really ugly jerseys. Those Connect jerseys that are like Bulls colors, socks, those sock jerseys that are Bulls colors.
Bulls inspired from like the late 90s with the pinstripe. I'm not feeling them neither. I'm going to be honest.
Disgusting looking jerseys. In fact, Frank Thomas should not only sue for name, image, and likeness infringement, he should sue for slander. Because why would you put my name on that? That was an ugly jersey. And Sox fans was caping. They was saying those things are hard. Like, okay, all right, y'all are drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit too much. Yeah,
those jerseys are not on point. Now, The previous all black City Connects with the white pinstripes, those is fire. Those is cool. Universally, I think we all like those and accepted those as being some dope jerseys. These red and black joints, you can keep those. We good on them. We
They
definitely good
look
on them.
like. Do you remember I think it was the early 2000s, they were doing what did they call those jerseys? The futuristic jerseys in MLB?
I hated them.
That's what those look like.
I
Those look
hated
like
all futuristic
that
jerseys that they use just to trot out there.
terrible, terrible.
No, get rid of every last one of them.
We come to an agreement on that part. So we have a win-loss projection for the White Sox. Now, did you speak this over with your co-host? You all signed off on this number, 71?
Listen, I made an executive decision.
I got you. 71, you and Harry in the books for that. We will come back and discuss that in
For sure.
September. That
For sure.
71 number.
We also gonna come back and discuss that you had them closer to battling out for 500.
I said I
Run the tape.
said I could see
Don't
the
edit.
path.
Don't edit out. Don't edit that out. You was talking about the White Sox being ass and trash and everything else. You was on your other show throwing shade, talking about my team, this, that, and the third. And now you get on here in front of real company and you talk about, oh man, I could see a path for the White Sox being close to 500. Which one is it? You got to pick a rank.
I agree with math. I see the path as being there, but I also understand ass is going to be ass.
Yeah, okay. Dude, you got in front of these hot lights and all of a sudden it's like, you know what? Let me play nice in the sandbox. That's what's really going on right now.
I'm going to play the role. I would shade you on my own broadcast. I could do that my own time. But on the White Sox, I'm gonna let you all. This is a home game for you all. You all can have your broadcast, have your version of Steve Stone, have your you can have your Hawk Harrison count calls, like when they did Inter League games back in the day. You know, when the cut was at Wrigley Field, the games on WGN, and when it was at Kaminsky, it was at the games would be on was that channel 26 or whatever channel y'all play on. And that's how we gonna grow. It's a home game for you, so we gonna play by your rules.
Yeah, all right, for sure. Remember that. I'll say he pulled up to the show, he got nervous, he got scared. He didn't want to stand on that business, on that trash talk he was spitting early in the day. He pulled up to this show, and all of a sudden, he got a little nervous. You know what I'm saying? A little sweat started to forming on his brow. He's like, man, let me take that North Side hat off and just put a regular Chicago hat on. Because I don't want to ruffle no feathers right now with JJ3. That's really what he over here doing. Y'all see what it is. People tell him, don't edit this out neither. Keep all of this in there. Let it all roll through. But yeah, man, that's what it is. We'll be back. We'll recap this for next week, see how the White Sox did, see my predictions for the first two series of the year. If there's any truth and validity to those, we'll see what's up. You catch y'all in the next episode, man. White Sox and BS, we out. Y'all be blessed.
Appreciate you tapping into this latest episode from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Don't matter if you was watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify or Apple. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with everybody on the block, and hit the notification bell so you never miss none of our daily drops. And to all the guys from the shy, we say three things: bear down, fly the W, and sell the team, Jerry.